For those of you who have seen a lot of my vlogs, you may recognize this place from my Lee Superstopper movie, which you can see right here if you want. But I've returned to this place, and the reason I've returned is that this place is the definition of heaven for me. Have a small section of woodland in front of a river which have grown massive since the last time because there has been a lot of rain and snow lately. So this is the remaining of the snow that has melted, meltwater rushing down the river, and it's grown huge. And I absolutely cannot wait to get to work on it today. So I've traveled to the other side of this river because I was here a couple of days ago with my cousin because he was going to fly his drone in here. And you can see this video here. And when I was there, I saw this beautiful moss-covered tree with really vibrant color on it. And I really wanted to photograph it, but I weren't able to cross the river because there was too much water. So I said, I'm going to get back in a couple of days when the weather is good, and I'm going to move all the way up to a place where I can cross the river, and I'm going to go down. And I've done that. I found a place, and I'm really looking forward to take these pictures. So I'm just gonna set up now, and hopefully it turns out the way I've thought about it now for a couple of days. I cannot wait. This is great. Oh, I love this. All right. All right. So I really hope you can hear me over this deafening river. My first image is a vertical image. I'm shooting in portrait mode, and I'm using the branches as almost like fingers, tree fingers going out over the river, kind of clawing down into it. So I'm zoomed in, and I put the focus on the first branch because I really want a vibrant green color to pop, so I really want that pin-sharp focus. So I've zoomed in and put my focus on the first green branch. I'm shooting 1/5 of a second, f13. That gives us a wider focus area, and it also gives me the opportunity to decrease the shutter so we can get longer exposure, giving us time to kind of mellow out the river. And I've put on a 2-second delay on my camera to not introduce camera shakiness because it's a pretty long exposure and I really don't want any shakiness. So here we go. So I want to do one final image before I start looking around for more subjects. And for this image I've changed to horizontal mode. I'm still going with f13 and 1/5 of a second, gives us the mellow water. And I'm still using the branch that I talked about, but I put my focus on the rock in the middle of the river. So here we go. 2-second delay. This river has never been this big. When I parked the car today, it's starting to rain. But I knew it wasn't supposed to rain today. I just had this feeling that it's not gonna rain. So I waited for 30 minutes and then it stopped raining, and now it's beautiful sun. And I found this really lovely tree, which is covered in the midday sun, and it also has that vibrant green color that I really enjoy. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can find an angle in which I can photograph this magnificent beast. And it's the perfect follow-up image, I think, from the river shots. So finding this composition actually proved quite difficult, because when I first noticed the tree, I started looking upwards, and I kind of walked around the tree looking for an angle where I can get the whole of the tree covered in the sun. That was my initial thought, but it didn't work. It didn't work at all. So I was just about to give up, and then when I was packing down my camera, I noticed the tufts with green moss around it, and I thought to myself, if I can use that and I can use the base of the tree, I might be able to find something useful. And I did. So I've set up here now, and I'm looking at a pretty interesting image. I'm really satisfied with it. So I've set up here in portrait mode, and I'm shooting at f9 and 1/10 of a second, so pretty long exposure. I got a 2-second shutter delay on. I'm really just using the base of the tree, and I have these tufts of moss in the foreground. Also, my focus is directly on the trunk. Here we go. So I'm really glad I didn't give up on that composition. Turns out, if it doesn't pay to look up, look down. I've set up in portrait mode yet again, and it's kind of a similar image that I started with, so it's a nice image to round up this episode, this creek-filled episode. I put my focus directly on the rock in the river, and I've chosen to include the bank of the river, and that gives me a few ferns in the left side, which I really enjoy. I like those ferns, and I also get the branch over the rock and the branch over there again. That creates a natural frame in this image. Also, the river has a slight curve, which I think is really nice. So I'm pretty satisfied with this composition. So I'm taking this image on f13, almost a second long exposure to mellow out the water a bit, and ISO 200. And yeah, I'm shooting in portrait mode as well. 2-second shutter delay. There you go. So with that image, I'll bid you adieu for this time. But don't worry, I'll probably post the next video next Thursday, but I'm not sure where it's going to be yet, so I won't spoil anything. It started to rain, but that doesn't matter at all, because this day has been fantastic. It's been a treat to my soul, it's been a treat to my well-being, and I felt like a kid in a candy land. I really love rivers, creeks, ponds, becks, fjords, whatever you want to call them. I really enjoy water, I guess, running water. So, as always, if you like what you've seen today, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps a lot. And I also appreciate every single comment, every single thumbs up I get. It helps a lot as well. So please continue with your endless support. All right, I'll post a video next week. Until then, take care of each other and bye.